Example 3. Write in simplest form without brackets. Okay, let's start with the first part. Bracket minus 3a squared, end of bracket, all to the power of 4. Okay, now we can use some laws of exponents to simplify this, and the law that I'm going to use is the law a times b to the power of n is a to the power of n times b to the power of n. So this law, if you want to use it, you have to identify what a and b is in your case, in your situation. So this first factor, minus 3, would be corresponding to a here, and this second factor, a squared, corresponds to b. Okay, so according to this law, this should be minus 3 to the power of 4 times a to the power of 2 all raised to the power of 4. Okay, so this is the first step in our simplification. Now, if you want to evaluate minus 3 to the power of 4, you know that it's going to be positive because it's negative number multiplied by itself 4 times, even number of times, so it's going to be positive. So it's just 3 to the power of 4, and that is multiplied by a squared, all that raised to the power of 4. So here we will invoke another law, which is this law. A to the power of n multiplied by m, raised to the power of m, is a to the power of n times m. So using this law, we can see that base is a, the first exponent here is 2, and the second one is 4. So this is a to the power of 2 times 4. 2 times 4. Okay, now let us simplify further. 3 to the power of 4. I can use my calculator and raise 3 to the power of 4, and what I get is 81. 81 times a to the power of 2 times 4 is 8. And this should be the final answer, which is a correct one. Okay, so now let's move on to part B. In part B we have a fraction. We have a fraction minus 2a squared over b all raised to the power of 3. Okay, so we may imagine that this minus here is part of the numerator, so it's just, I will use square bracket here, it's just minus 2a squared over b all raised to the power of 3. Now I can invoke another law, so well, actually the law about the quotient. So a over b all raised to the power of n is a to the power of n divided by b to the power of n. So what is a, what is b? A is this factor here, so this is a, and b would be just b. Okay, there is no any difference there, there is just b. So if you use this association, what you can end up with is the following. You get minus 2a to the power of 2 all raised to the power of 3 divided by b to the power of 3, like that. And now we can continue further, because you see again there is, you have to simplify this, but this is a product of two things. You have minus 2 as one factor and a squared as the second factor. So you can invoke the law that a times b to the power of n is a to the power of n times b to the power of n. This time a is negative 2 and b is just a squared, like that. So you can see that this is minus 2 to the power of 3 times a to the power of 2 to the power of 3 divided by b to the power of 3. Now, we may continue further because you see here this can be simplified invoking the law that a to the power of n all raised to the power of m is a to the power of n times m. Okay, so I can rewrite it. Before doing that, let me concentrate on this first factor, minus 2 to the power of 3. It's minus 2 times minus 2 times minus 2, so it's going to be negative 8. So it's minus 8 times. This second factor is simplified according to this formula, or using this formula, and it's just a to the power of 2 times 3. 2 times 3 is 6, divided by b to the power of 3. And this is actually the final, or the simplest form without brackets, and this is what we wanted.